Hello, I'm Jay's dad, building food service brands. Nice to meet you.
This time I want to talk about the changes expected in 2026. What do you see as the biggest element that will change in the food service industry in 2026?
I believe it is experience consumption. There is much talk about how experience is important and how we must make customers feel something, and I think this will intensify over time. Ultimately, even when we visit an establishment to purchase food, from the initial impression of the store upon entering and receiving service to the moment we taste the meal, in the moments between finishing the meal and leaving after payment, more establishments will offer unique experiences unavailable elsewhere, and I predict these are the ones that will endure. I believe the starting point for this trend was what we refer to as omakase. However, these kinds of services, or the performance aspects of the food preparation, are gradually beginning to be implemented even in smaller establishments, not just the expensive or large ones. So, from the customer's view, if I pay 10,000 won and I spend the same 10,000 won on, say, Sundae guk, and the taste quality is the same, while in the past it might have leaned towards the interior design, now the focus will heavily shift to what extra experiences I can incorporate and the extent to which I am prepared to pay for those experiences.
What trend will value consumption follow in the future?
In the end, people possess a fixed amount of money, be it 10,000 won or 50,000 won, and I believe their focus will be on maximizing what they can achieve with that 50,000 won. Due to the significant advancement of online platforms, even for a single cup of coffee, people search, view Instagram, and watch YouTube to locate a spot where the coffee offers a much richer experience. That experience might be the visual appeal, or perhaps the owner stepping out to dance for you, or it could involve you personally selecting the beans, loading them into the roaster, and brewing the coffee itself. Consequently, I believe the number of establishments visually marketing these aspects to the public will continue to rise. However, if you look at Reels or Instagram these days, there are many cases where the focus is too much on just the visual appearance of the food. But I think it's not just the visual appearance of the food. The way food is eaten, expressed, and explained, and viewed, these things will become much more diverse, and stores that cannot do this will likely become even more obsolete.
Will delivery demand continue to rise in 2026?
Delivery demand will certainly rise there too, but I think this will also see a more severe polarization. In the past, people looked at delivery platforms and favored pretty photos, large portions, and many reviews, which still works best, but I think those things will lose a little power. I think it could happen. But ultimately, I think delivery business will also become a battle of loyal customers. Initially, people ordered based on many reviews and high rankings on food apps, but eventually people will increasingly say, I ordered from here before and this place was much better. And that group will grow, and whereas in the past, delivery apps targeted younger customers, leading to many promotions and service giveaways, eventually, when the quality of those menu items meets expectations when they arrive at our homes, even if some marketing expenditure is necessary, I believe it will ultimately become a contest for customer loyalty. For delivery businesses, since delivery fees and costs are so high, they need to figure out how to structure profitability and sales, and I think those who do this well will survive.
Then conversely, can the dine-in business survive?
As I said before, if they move according to various experiences and trends, I think the dine-in business has a higher success rate than delivery. But since the ones that do well can do even better by adding delivery, I personally think dine-in should come first.
What menu category will make a comeback in 2026?
I think it's healthy food, but when people hear healthy food, they might misunderstand, thinking of salads or, though it seems like a distant topic now, things like soy meat that were once a big issue. But the prerequisite for healthy food is that the taste must not be worse than non-healthy food. Because if we talk about healthy food, for example, we have many ways to take vitamins or maintain our health. But if you look at two identical dishes where the price is similar and the taste is similar and one clearly shows this one is much healthier, I think that one will take off. So I don't think suddenly introducing vegetarian menus, just putting greens with sauce drizzled on top will work well for healthy food. I believe that the establishments that successfully master making healthy food taste great will be the ones that thrive.
You mentioned healthy food earlier. Then what changes do you think the dessert market, which you are in now, will see?
If you look at desserts now, everywhere sells the same things. Everywhere sells financiers, cookies, croffles, and fish-shaped pastries. They are all the same. But I think one category of dessert, the one that does this one thing the best, will capture the dessert market segment by segment. And the things attached to it are secondary. For example, Mega Coffee these days sells ramyeontang, spicy stir-fried ramen snack. And they sell mini fish-shaped pastries. But those sell well because people go to Mega Coffee for a drink and buy them alongside it. They don't sell well because the quality of that item itself is high. But many dessert shops try to copy, thinking, Mega is selling ramyuntang, so we should too. Or they sell fish-shaped pastries, so let's offer them. And those attempts fail. Ultimately, Mega Coffee has already secured the coffee market, so they can sell anything. If someone is planning to launch a new dessert offering, rather than imitating what large chains are doing, for example, if you sell mini fish-shaped pastries, you should think about how to make these mini fish-shaped pastries our store's signature and develop the dessert from there. I think focusing on one thing to be number one will keep capturing the market.
You mentioned healthy food earlier. What strategy should one adopt to achieve success in 2026?
If you look at people dieting, sometimes they eat salad for lunch and pork belly for dinner, but that is diet food for self-satisfaction. But although there are many salad shops, the reason why salad and pocket shops don't do well is that people cannot eat pockets or salads once a day. They eat it once a week for self-satisfaction. So, I think the key to success is whether you can package this salad like samgyeopsal and make the people eating samgyeopsal feel, I was on a diet through self-hypnosis. I think so. So, when I consulted for a salad shop in Gangnam before, I told them to use salad as the base, then put boiled pork belly with the fat removed on top, and add lots of meat. And when adding meat, you must stress that this meat is significantly healthier and superior to the meat consumed with soju and samgyeopsal in the evening. I think the ones who capture the healthy food market will approach it by saying, healthy food isn't the main thing. Which menu item is healthier than the standard popular menu item? There are a huge number of chicken restaurants in Korea, but there are still many that do very well. There are a tremendous number of barbecue restaurants, but many of them also succeed. The reason is their mainstream appeal. So people preparing to start a business often think, I need to bring in a new unique item, and they bring in something that doesn't exist anywhere else. But it's hard for people to easily find things like that. Even large corporations fail because of that. So, ultimately, I think the right step is to take something mainstream and consider how to integrate trends into it and how to adapt it to the commercial district where you plan to operate. That is the necessary step. Therefore, instead of desperately seeking entirely new items, you should prepare your business launch by making subtle adjustments to mainstream offerings and achieving differentiation within that established category. I think so. I exclude cafes. I do not recommend them. Although we discussed trends today, I typically avoid giving specific trend forecasts. Because if I say a certain industry is trending, that trend might change in 2 or 3 months, depending on when this video is released. Korean trends change that fast, so I spoke about the overall context. I believe trends ultimately move within the mainstream. So, for your preparations, it would be helpful if you first find what has high demand from people and then fit the trends in that direction when preparing your startup. Thank you.